What's up, scholars? How you guys doing? Welcome back. You ready backstage? You ready for me, boo? Why you giving me that look? Are you ready?
You kind of already pressed the live button, so I don't have a choice. You ain't, you didn't even bring me up to say, "Hey, you ready?" You were just like, "Okay." I wasn't even up on the screen yet. You click, "Oh, live." Here we go. Be ready, ma'am. Can you check with me? Lord, Jesus,
You get
Jesus.
Are you done? You got all that out? You ready?
Mm-mm.
Did you get it all out?
No.
Are you ready now?
Man, we have a show to do, ma'am.
I'm waiting for you. You're the one that had to throw the tantrum. You see how we handled that as a teacher? I just let him get it out. And when
No,
he
no,
got
no, because
done,
we're
I
no,
told him
no,
to
no,
get
no.
out. I
It's not all
redirected
out.
him and I said, "Are you
Nothing.
ready?"
There was no redirection. There was no
There was
redirection. There was
redirection.
nothing was let out. It's still all in. All in.
When nothing was let out, it's still all in.
It's all in.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Hey.
I hate you so much.
Oh
Oh God.
God.
Okay.
Mm.
So how was your week?
Oh God. They have been. It hasn't been as carefree as yours. They have been working me this week. Let me just tell you.
I I mean, okay. I'm on spring break. Somebody sounds a little jelly. He was
Don't worry,
texting
I'll be on
me.
vacation next week. At the end of
See,
next week, I will be on
see, there it
vacation.
is. There it is. He was texting me stories first thing this morning. I was so sleep. I was so sleep.
Was
It
was
was. It
while I
was.
was working.
Well, I'll be working next week while you are gallivanting.
Hmm.
Anyway, we have some pretty good stories for you guys today. We have one dealing with the Department of Education. You know, El Teddy and myself have been asking the question for the last couple of months: where is the Department of Education? As we constantly see this legislation being passed, state after state after state, that is limiting or just downright eliminating people's rights as it relates to education. And we have been asking, where is the state? We might need to do that as a hashtag. Where is the Department of Ed? Right. So we do have an article as it relates to that. Of course, we've got Florida. Oh, we've got Florida. Um, we
They
have
will
some
not
school
be
voucher
left out.
situation, right? So where do you want to start? What do you want to start?
I don't even know if there's a good place to start.
Well, we have Arizona rejecting school voucher rule changes. We have Department of Ed investigation. We have educational savings accounts, which is interesting because we have one here in Maryland, and I've been hesitant to start one for my nephew because of some of the hiccups with it. So that's an interesting one. And then we've got Florida. I mean, we've always got Florida.
Um, let's do the ones with the Department of Education.
All right, let's start with Department of Ed. Let's
See if they're
start
doing
with
their
Department
jobs.
of Ed. Okay. All right. As always, I'll be dropping the link in the chat. I will tell you guys the reference of it. Sometimes I forget to put it in the description box, so that's why I had to stop saying that. But I try my best to remember to do it. Life happens. Um, but there's the link if you're following us live. If you're catching it in the replay, again, I will try my best to put it in the description box. But let me go ahead and read it to you guys. This is coming from um, WKOW. Okay. It's dated March the 25th. U.S. Department of Education investigating the university. Is that Washington or Wisconsin? I think that's Wisconsin. Yes, it's
Hmm.
Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin after allegations of discrimination. So, the University of Wisconsin in Madison is being investigated by the U.S. Department of Education on allegations that the university violated civil rights laws through scholarship programs. The U.S. Department of Education is actively investigating allegations made against UW Madison by the Equal Protection Project, according to a press release obtained by 27 News on Monday. The allegations involve race based scholarship programs that the Equal Protection Project claims discriminated on the basis of race, color, and national origin. EqualProtection.org alleges that University of Wisconsin Madison programs violated Title VI and the Equal Protection Clause under the 14th Amendment. According to the complaint sent to the Office of Civil Rights, the Equal Protection Project says the university awards financial scholarships and mentorships to students based on race and skin color. The Equal Protection Project says that on its application for community engaged Black, Indigenous, and people of color, fellows ask students if they identify as a student of color. The ineligibility of white students for this BIPOC Fellows Program makes that program under inclusive since the racial criterion is arbitrary and excludes swaths of students who are deeply committed to engaging with their communities but are not permitted to apply due to their skin color, race, and ethnicity. The opening of the investigation by OCR is an important first step in bringing accountability to the university for a program that, on its face, discriminates in favor of BIPOC students and racial and ethnic categorization. The law requires equal protection for all students, regardless of race and ethnicity, and we hope that a full investigation and determination will uphold this principle. I might have a sugar spike, El Teddy. I'm just going to
Oh,
tell
I'm
you.
going to spike out. Oh, don't. Oh, listen. I'm just trying to get my life in order, but I'm going to have a whole spike out. Please be clear. Please be clear.
The U.S. Department of Education Region 5 alerted the Equal Protection Project of the newly opened investigation on Monday. Spokesperson for UW Madison, Greg Bump, issued the following statement. The university received notice that the Office of Civil Rights is responding to a complaint filed in January and will cooperate with the investigation.
That's it.
That's the article. We're done.
Come here, Miguel Cardona. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come to the
Come here.
whiteboard.
You need me to tap?
Come to the front of the classroom. Please come to the front of the white classroom. Come to the whiteboard. Come, Joseph Robinette, Kamala, y'all come too.
Come on down.
Hakeem Jeffries,
You too.
bring yourself up here
Bring
too.
bring your ABCD speech with you. Bring it. Bring your speech with
Let
you.
me tell you why all of these people, and as an English teacher, this is the best way I can say this. There are no other words that will make this better. Y'all ain't shit. And I can't find no better words to say than the fact that y'all ain't shit. Because y'all are over here investigating what sounds like diversity problems, equity problems, inclusion issues, right? All the while, just last week, y'all praised this bipartisan $1.2 trillion spending bill that had all of this acclaim about being passed bipartisan. Hello, should we pick apart this spending bill where a portion of this spending bill closed and shut down the United States Office of Diversity and Inclusion? Oh, yes, this administration under Democratic leadership closed, approved a bill, signed off on a spending bill. Most of the Democrats, which are led by a black man, signed off on a spending bill that closed and shut down the United States Office of Diversity and Inclusion. You then simultaneously, for the last 2 or 3 years now, have been silent and mums the word as they have closed offices of diversity, equity, and inclusion all over the fruited plains, from sea to shining sea, from the redwood forest to the goddamn Gulf Stream waters. And now you have the unmitigated gall to sit here and tell me you're investigating situations where white people are telling me that they have a problem, that they're not included in things that are designed for people of color. Really? It really be. I need you to come back on the camera. I just need you to explain it to me, really be, because I'm so confused. I'm confused. You know, listen. Republicans have been Republicans for a long time. These people have been racist for a long time. We've seen them. We knew them. But Joseph Robinette, Kamala Harris, graduate of an HBCU, person of color, being black and Asian, leader of the House Minority Committee, Hakeem Jeffries, black man. Y'all let these offices close. Miguel Cardona, who's
Wait a minute.
himself,
Add when you talk about Hakeem, you got to add that he's a member of a Greek lettered organization
he
that could
is
also be
a
under
member
attack.
of a
That could
divine nine
also be
organization.
under
That is my
attack.
frat brother.
I
I
know,
will
but
not leave it out there.
yeah, but I'm just saying because it can also under the pit. We've always talked about how we interpret these things
Mm-hmm.
based on the interpretation. The Greek lettered divine nine Greek lettered organizations could be under attack as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah. And Kamala Harris
And
is a
Kamala
member of
Harris,
Divine
you're a
Nine.
member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Hello. And let's be
Y'all,
clear, we look at the minority if we look at the black representation in Congress, a lot of them are members of Divine Nine.
but really be people of all of the BIPOC that they spoke have been screaming out for the last few years about y'all are letting these places close. Y'all aren't saying anything. What are y'all doing about it? And they've been radio silent. Soon as some white person come out and said, "Oh, we feel like we're being excluded from this," now y'all want to come and do investigations. Now that's the time for y'all to come and act like y'all give a damn. No, 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 no. But then you got these people who want us to give full-throated, full-throated endorsements of people, never call people to task. It grinds my gears when I hear people say, you can't talk about Joe Biden because you making people not vote. Wait, you're gonna tell me I can't be critical of somebody I voted for? That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Really be, we have been screaming from the rooftops how quiet they've been on all of this, how silent they've been. The moment some white people scream that they've not been included, now here we go. Now they calling everybody down to the place. Now they calling everybody around here. They circling the wagons.
So you want to know who I blame?
I'm listening.
I blame, and as much as I love her to my core, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It was her.
Mhm.
RBG did it.
She
RBG did it.
did.
Let's go back to the beginning. RBG should have resigned during Obama's term so that he could put her replacement on the bench. But instead, she tried to hold out, knowing good and damn well that she was neat. She slept through the State of the Union. Okay, and I love me some Ruth Bader, but what you did was you created a vacuum that happened under Donald Trump's damn tenure, which put these people on the bench. And when
I mean, let's be clear. Mitch McConnell did play a factor in it because he ain't even. We don't even know if he would allow Obama, no matter how early Obama's tenure.
Well, that's why I said his first term. I said his. Well, I didn't say it, but let me say that his first term. Now, let me add this to it. Yes, the Democrats also were spineless and allowing the Republicans to basically be like, yeah, we ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing shit. But that's another conversation. Fast forward to last year when that same Supreme Court struck down affirmative action. And that is why we are where we are. This lawsuit, they don't file this lawsuit before affirmative action gets struck down. They don't file it. So we are here. And again, you guys, hello. This goes back to voting. And you're absolutely correct, El Teddy. I can be critical of the person I voted for. Just because I think that Joe Biden was the best option at the time does not mean I think Joe Biden was the perfect option. And it doesn't mean that I don't get to say that he did something that I don't like. Cardona has been a total flop as the Department of Secretary as a secretary for the Department of Education. He has been non-existent. And let me say something. As somebody who has benefited from the one thing they got right in the last 4 years, which is the student loan forgiveness programs, that does not mean that there isn't other shit to do. To be clear, can I say something? Because I told you,
Go
like,
ahead, because we here.
can I say
We up
something?
in it today.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In my mind, them focusing on forgiving student loans is equivalent to Donald Trump saying, "I'll just make some sneakers. That'll make them vote for me." I'm not,
It is.
can I say that? Am I
It
wrong?
is. No,
Am I
you're
wrong?
wrong.
So don't keep waving in my face that you forgave my student loans while all the while you are allowing these states to dismantle everything from the elementary school level all the way up to the collegiate level, all of the protections in place for my skin color, for my ethnicity, for my race. If I'm LGBTQIA, you are allowing them to dismantle everything that keeps my kids safe when I send them to school, whether it be elementary, middle, high, or college. So the one time y'all decide y'all gonna investigate some shit, this is what you choose. You ain't investigating these school vouchers that people are using to privatize public education. You're not going to investigate DEY. You're not going to investigate what the don't say gay, the book banning. We ain't gonna do none of that shit.
We're just gonna be silent.
Because some white kids got mad they couldn't apply for a scholarship down in Wisconsin. Oh, now we got something to investigate.
Now it's all bolos, APBs, everybody circle the wagons. Everybody code 10, get the check.
Code
Everybody
10.
here. No, really be what sickens me is what the proof in the pudding was when you allowed Republicans from the House to insert the fact that they are forcing you to close the United States office of diversity and inclusion, and now you have to fire all of those people who work in that office, and you okayed it, head by a black woman, mind you, and you okayed that. The Democrats okayed with that. Nobody saw that. Congressional Black Caucus, where the hell were y'all on this? Why weren't y'all screaming from the rooftops? Now the Progressive Caucus been over there screaming from the rooftop, but y'all just ignore them and don't care. Y'all just think they done lost their minds over there. But where's the CBC on this? Hakeem Jeffries,
I need the
we
CBC
didn't put
to
you
show
here
up.
for you not to do nothing for us.
I'm gonna be honest. Can I say it again? Can I say something? I don't see the only time I see the CBC is during is when it's time to party lately. I have you seen them outside of CBC weekend? Have you? I ain't seen it. Have you seen it? Oh, okay. Listen. I'm just saying.
It's maddening, maddening. And y'all are there really be. I said this about 6 months ago. And you looked at me first, and then you said you might be right. They are not going to be happy until there's the complete destruction of education in these yet to be United States of America. I'm telling you, they're not going to be happy until there's the complete dismantling of it, and everything has to be privatized. That's what we got going on. Because even on the Dem side, they have friends within these companies and places that can line their pockets if education gets privatized. When the last time you heard anything from AFT, NEA, any of the they basically made them an afterthought. They don't even go to the when the last time you heard Randy Weingarten's name mentioned in an article over the last year and a half? There's no such animal as unions anymore. It's not for teachers, not in education. So now it's just a free for all. It's the wild, wild west. It's just whatever you want to go on. It's ridiculous. And this whole, and let's be clear, I saw the social media post this morning. I think that Joy Reid posted, where just like she said, all of these little acronyms are just their way of using the N word without saying the N word. So CRT was their way of saying the N word. Is their way of saying the N word, and it's just their way to be racist, discriminatory, and bigoted without actually saying the word. And we're not stupid, but they think we are. We look stupid when they put black people in positions of power and they just go along with it and and okay it and rubber stamp it and check it off, and it makes it look like the rest of us here in the black delegation are okay with this garbage. We didn't put you here, Hakeem Jeffries, for you to just be asleep at the wheel. uh, uh, it's
All
disgusting.
right.
I saw
We
that
ready?
article and I
Do
lost
we
my
need to
mind.
are we ready? We ready for the next story? Because that one pissed me off. I'm just gonna go ahead. Normally, y'all, if y'all watch us regularly, I am normally the calm one. I'm normally the yin to his
Unless we
yang.
talk Michelle Ree.
Don't get me started on that. Mm. I don't even be bringing her name up. I don't even be bringing her name up unless it's
But I
appropriate.
am usually the passionate one. I'm the one that usually is blathering and bloviating about, and really be is very calm.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Where we want to go next? Oh my
It don't
gosh.
even matter now. We're here now.
Right.
We here.
All
We're in the
right,
deep
let's
end
deal with
now.
Arizona. Let's talk about Arizona and these school voucher situation, child. Y'all know how we feel about school vouchers over here. If y'all don't know how we feel about school vouchers over here, y'all go back in the archives because we have been very clear. But we'll probably have to reiterate some of it as we go through this article. All right, I'm posting it in the chat again. If you are listening to us on the replay, I will let you know where we found this information. Okay. This is coming from News 12. It's an NBC affiliate down to the Arizona. Um, Arizona Board of Education rejects rules barring extravagant purchases with school voucher money. This is dated March the 26th. It was updated. It was last updated at 6 a.m. All right. A last minute pressure campaign by Republican lawmakers and parent groups forced the Arizona Board of Education to drop a plan to put caps on certain spending under the school voucher program. In a 9-1 vote on Monday, the board tossed out the Arizona Department of Education's proposed empowerment scholarship account handbook for the 24-25 school year. Superintendent Tom Horn made the motion to suspend the new handbook and use the existing handbook instead for the new school year. Horn had come under fire for a handbook revision that barred extravagant purchases. Parents have commented quite a bit on this, John Ward, Horn, ESA director, told the board. Among the purchases that have been rejected in the past year, Ward said $15,000 luxurious watch, $5,000 massage chairs, $24,000 golf simulator, and $2,400 food freeze dryer. I don't even know what the hell that is. Under the proposed handbook, purchases that do not involve a reasonable expense wouldn't be approved. The Department of Ed warns to be very good and prudent stewards of this program. Spending on musical instruments would have been capped at 2,000. The handbook language was brought to the attention of Republicans in the state Senate. The chief of staff for the GOP controlled chamber emailed Board of Education members at 6 p.m. Friday ahead of the 9 a.m. Monday board meeting with objections to the new handbook. The proposed changes restrict the program further than the legislature intended, Chief of Staff Josh Credit wrote. The legislature has not set any restrictions on items used for educational purposes. Republican State Senator Jake Hoffman of Queen Creek, leader of the Senate's far right Freedom Caucus. Now, whenever we hear freedom, we already know what we're talking about. Am I lying?
Mm,
Is that always when you hear somebody
mm,
talking about the Freedom
mm-hmm.
Caucus, the
They ain't here
Freedom
for no
Fighters,
freedom.
the Freedom People, the
Ain't no
Freedom
freedom.
Liberties of America? We already know what we talking about, but okay, we're gonna keep it going. We make sure that we're all rowing in the same direction for the children of this state, Hoffman said, rejecting what he called overreaching regulations. Home attended the meeting remotely from California. Why you in California? But that's not my business. Okay. We are all ears to hear from people that might have concerns about what's in the handbook or what's not in the handbook, said Horn. The ESA handbook contains the rules and role for families in the program, including which education related expenses will cover and how to be reimbursed. This would have been the handbook's second update in a year and a half, coming after the legislature's expansion of school vouchers to 1.1 million Arizona students. The ESA program provides families with anywhere from 7,000 to more than 40,000 a year in tax dollars, depending on a child's needs for private school tuition, homeschooling, or education-related expenses. Enrollment has multiplied about sixfold since 2022, expansion to about 78,000 students, according to Department of Education data. The rejection of any kind of spending limits will provide fuel to critics of the ESA program's lack of accountability. Anna Tover, an appointee of Democratic Governor Kate Hobbs, was the only board member who rejected the handbook extension. There has to be accountability measures and making sure that taxpayer money is being spent wisely. Tover said she was concerned about Republicans' claim that there should be no restriction on parent spending. There might be bad actors out there in regards to using public funds in the wrong way, she said. The handbook changes were opposed by Horn's first ESA director, Christine Accorso, who spoke at a news conference before the vote that put the proposed handbook on hold. Accorso stepped down last July after she was implicated in a data breach involving ESA families' personal information. Accorso wrote the 23-24 handbook that will now be used for a second year. So let me say this, El Teddy, before I turn this over to you. I just want to recap really quickly. So for the school voucher program, it is a program, and I'm giving you a general overview. I don't know the exact parameters for Arizona, but in a general overview, it is a program that allows parents to get vouchers, i.e., or scholarships for their students, or their children to go to. It originally was for their students to be able to go to private school. It looks like it's been expanded to homeschooling, which that may have already been the case, but homeschooling has become a lot more popular post pandemic. So what they're saying is that you can apply and you can get money under this program for up to $40,000 a year, and yet you don't have to be accountable to where that money goes. Is that a pretty accurate overview, El Teddy, that you under your understanding?
Hmm.
Okay, go ahead. You got it. Say what you got. Go ahead, boo.
So what we have here is this: that when there were fewer students and they were just starting the program back in 2022, there were less restrictions. And that's why you had the free for all. They had to come back and say, wait a minute, y'all buying golf simulators for $24,000 and all of this stuff? Nope, not gonna happen. How so? What Horn did is, and Horn, I believe, is what the superintendent.
Horn is
Yeah,
go
he's the
back. Yeah, he's the
superintendent.
superintendent. Yeah, yeah,
He's he brought this amendment or addendum to the handbook and said, here's the restrictions, because we can't have what we had last year. Okay, we could not what we had have we could not have what we had last year. The Republicans said, no, no, what? Nah, I got some kids that got this program. I got some neighbors that have this program. We're not here for your restrictions. We're not here for none of them. And so that's why you hear them talking about this extension. So then they had the extension of the old handbook, because they don't want the new handbook that had this extra addendum on it. So they had this extension of the old handbook. And so that's why you had the Democratic lady from the that was appointed by the governor say, wait a minute, I'm not voting yes to extend for an extension on the old one. No, we need the new one, because we need all of these restrictions, because y'all out here nilly-willy buying whatever y'all want to buy, which tells you, which is a clear sign and tells you this voucher program ain't going to the real people who need it. This is going to the people who already got money and want to be able to use the government money for frivolous things, and for all of their, little needs, not needs but desires and wants. I want a golf simulator. I want a $5,000 massage chair. I need a $15,000 luxury wristwatch. Why? Because I need to be able to accurately tell time when I go to school. And without this $15,000 wristwatch, how will I be able to do that? That's what we got going on here. Instead of it truly going to what it's supposed to be a subsidy for if you want your child to go to this private for the tuition for a private school, or some maybe it's used for transportation or travel, or to a school that best fits your child's needs, but it's not going for that. It's just for the rich to get richer and utilize public funds at their discretion for
I mean, what's the difference
recreationally.
between this and people who got the PPP loans? For you to say, well, first of all, here's the thing. I do think there needs to be the language needs to be broad enough that it covers educational needs, but specific enough that it's not abusive. So, for example, if I have if I'm homeschooling my child, right? And because I'm homeschooling my child cannot be on a golf team, yet they're interested in golf. Can I include golf simulator in their homeschooling experience? I think that's something that needs to be a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? I think that needs to be a conversation. I could see how you could try to explain that, but explain to me how you find any justification for a watch. I don't see no justification for a luxury watch. Like when they said that the cap was $2,000 on an instrument, I can understand that needs to be a little higher. I can see that, but a $15,000 watch, I don't see none of that. So again, you guys, like El Teddy said, this just further lets us know that these programs are not going to the people who really need them. Um, I just, it's not. And it sounds like a lot of money is being wasted through the voucher program down to the Arizona, and I'm sure in other places too. If we actually look at the books and look at where this money is going, I'm sure it's not just Arizona, but certainly we see a clear examples. And it sounds like the legislature was bullied into not approving these new parameters. You get a phone call 6 o'clock on a Friday, and all of a sudden 9 o'clock on Monday, everybody voted against it. Like, hello.
A mess.
All right. Well, let's ease on down the road, honey. Ease on down the road. All right. Do you want to do savings account, or you want to do Florida?
Let's do Florida. I thought we just
El
did the
Teddy,
savings accounts.
El Teddy's place. No,
I
we
thought
did
we
voucher.
just did. Oh,
The state that El Teddy does not claim, yet he is
I'm
from.
from the state of Miami-Dade. It's
Exactly.
next to the state of Florida.
Okay.
It's neighboring.
This article is coming from WEAR News, a ABC affiliate down to the Florida, dated March the 26th. Florida Department of Education warns school districts about youth
You posted the
Chinese
same
owned.
article.
What? It did the same thing last week. Why is it doing that? Because I'm clipping the right article. Hold on. Let me try this again. Because I'm literally reading the article. But it does say W News 12. Okay, now it's changed. I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I don't know why my cut and paste ain't cut and pasting. All right, hold on. Let me give y'all the right article. Gabby says she was born in Pensacola and she don't blame it. She don't claim it, Florida either.
I mean, they are in a whole nother time zone, but anything in the panhandle, I mean, y'all got to kind of claim
All
it.
right. Name them. All right. Oh shoot. Now I closed out the wrong article. I'm sorry, y'all. Work with a sister. Work with a sister. All right. Y'all should have the right article in the chat now. Let's get into it. Okay. Santa Rosa County school leaders confirmed with WEAR News on Tuesday they've canceled a deal with the online tutoring service Tutor.com. This comes 2 weeks after Ware News reported concerns from parents about the company's alleged ties to Chinese nationals. The announcement from Santa Rosa County Schools coincides with a damn pop-ups coincides with a letter released by Florida's education commissioner on Tuesday. The district didn't share any other information about the decision to part ways, only saying it severed ties with Tutor.com last week as a supplemental tutoring resource for students and will be moving to a different tutoring program after spring break. Florida's education commissioner did not hold back in a letter sent on Tuesday to school superintendent, charter school boards, and state college presidents. He writes, "Let me be clear. School districts, charter schools, and state colleges should not contract with companies that have ties to foreign countries or concern at risk of compromising student data. As Ware reported, Tutor.com's website says it's controlled by Primavera Holdings Limited, a firm owned by Chinese nationals. The company sent Ware News a statement 2 weeks ago saying, in part, Tutor.com is an American company and no personal information of students or families is shared with Primavera. It goes on to say, Primavera does not have and cannot access IT systems. In the letter, in the letter from the state education commissioner, it says Primavera Capital was recently investigated by the Florida Department of Education and that the board has recently adopted rules to strengthen and protect the privacy of student data to keep it out of the hands of bad actors. That's the article.
Let me say this. We've been on this journey. This is what, our fourth year doing
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say unequivocally, there are no other countries that want to steal any student data from us. We're not getting it right. It's not like we're over here revolutionizing education as we know it. It's not like we're over. It's not like they can even do anything to make things worse. We're doing a pretty good job on our goddamn own. They ain't trying to steal nothing from us. We don't need any help from them making it worse than it already is. So there's nothing about anything going over to China or wherever. And let's also be clear. Just like when y'all said we banning TikTok because it's owned by China, y'all's hard on that y'all have by China is a red herring, because I promise you there are so many companies that are giving our information not only to China but every other bad actor or adversarial country all over the globe. Meta being the largest one of them, Google also being the largest one of them. Let's not, I mean, think about the amount of information that the Android system takes in.
Let me tell you something. It's funny to me how people pick and choose what they're offended by. Uh oh, I think El Teddy froze.
About
Okay, there he go.
what literally are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because remember, he passed a law last year or year before last where, it barred Chinese people or people from Southeast Asia from purchasing land over in Florida. And they're now having all of these laws. And let me tell you something, people of Asian descent. Y'all had no smoke when black people were over here fighting the good fight about all of the things that they were doing to people of color. Y'all didn't want to be included in people of color. Y'all were like, we're the good ones, we're our own people. But yet you see how it all rolls downhill. You're not going to be unscathed. You do not fit in the big five: male, white, Christian, heterosexual, and rich. You don't have all five. Sorry. And this program is not only through the Primavera company, but remember, Princeton Review puts on is the other company that is in collaboration with this. Princeton Review in education is quite reputable. Their data and statistics are used to guide a lot of pedagogy, is it not, really be?
Absolutely.
So why would you think that the people down to the Princeton Review would be over here saying, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just do all of this stuff to make sure to get all our stuff over the." It doesn't even make sense. This is once
But
again him grandstanding and trying to make like he's doing something revolutionary, and you're doing nothing but hurting the students. In the process,
let me
it's
say
stupid.
this. Let me say this. And I everything you said, I ditto that. But let me add this to it. I bet you every single one of those schools have a Facebook account, an Instagram account. Um, hell, they might even have a TikTok account, right? Um,
I have a Twitter account.
Twitter account. Listen, if this is about sharing data, you absolutely know that all of those programs share data. You absolutely know that all of those programs share data. So that same school that now can't use tutor.com, I bet you has an Instagram account, Twitter account where they're posting pictures and videos of all the wonderful things that are happening at the school. They're talking to parents in the PTA and they're tweeting out, the football game and this happening and that happening. They're posting videos down to the Instagram. They may or may not even use the Facebook account anymore, but they probably had one at one time. So those programs, they're all sharing our data. So if this is really about protecting the data of our students, then they shouldn't have none of it. No social media at all. But like you said, the Chinese nationals is a red herring.
Right.
Um,
It's just so stupid.
you know what? Buffy Purcell, um, for those who don't know who that is, she was on one season of Married to Medicine, but she has a business background. She had her own accounting firm. She did taxes. She actually made enough money that she retired at the age of 40. She had a very interesting thought on why they want to ban TikTok. And of course, it's not about any of the things that have been said, but she had a very interesting thought. She said, because TikTok has provided a way, especially during the panorama, for so many people to be able to financially leave the workforce, to work for themselves, to create their own spaces, their boutiques and Etsy's, and it's been a platform for people to make money as creators, that so many people have left the traditional workforce, which of course has put us in a whole tailspin. I'm gonna just limit it to education. It has put us in a whole tailspin in education. We talked about a little bit about that last week, and I know me and you, El Teddy, talked offline about some of the things that they're doing,
Hmm.
some of the allowances and adjustments that they're making just to keep teachers, much less try to get new people in the building. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting thought, a way of looking at it. But anyway, but we know that this whole China thing, it's a red herring. It's a red herring. But go off, Florida. Go off.
Just a mess. Just a whole mess.
All right, you guys. In our last what I say this was? Our last story. Oh Lord, my brain. And the last story of today, this is something that's going to really interest parents, especially if you live in a state that have these educational savings programs. This is going to be something that will help you guys out. So let me post it again. Let me make sure it's the right link, honey, because they've been giving me trouble with these. I don't know why it does that, but okay then. But let me make sure this is the right link, honey. Okay, it's the right link. Okay. And for those of you that are here, if you can hit the like button if you're new, subscribe. If you're catching this in the replay, I appreciate you guys for being here. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Listen, we're going to get this channel monetized, okay? We are going to get this channel monetized. Me and El Teddy work way too hard. Now, we love y'all. We love bringing it to y'all, but it would be nice to get a little piece of change, okay? So we're going to get us there. We got, I think we're at 700 subscribers, El Teddy. So we're going to get our subscribers. Then we got to worry about we have to make sure we get our watch hours, but we'll worry about that on the other end. Let's get the subscribers and then we'll get the watch hours. Okay. We love y'all, but All right, let's get into it.
Help a brother and sister out every now and again.
Just a little something, something, little gas in the tank.
Right. It's a little bit. Sean.
All right. I'm sorry, WWL Channel 4 is a CBS affiliate. This is dated March the 26th, last updated at 10:55. Lawmakers debate educational savings account. Okay. State legislatures are making decisions that could shape the future of education in Louisiana. So we're in Louisiana now. The State Committee of Education reviewed a bill today that could give parents more power over their children's education. I truly believe this program will only provide better education outcomes for our students by allowing the parents to choose the best education for them, Louisiana Representative Julie Emerson said. On Tuesday, the House Education Committee approved a bill that will create a Gator program, an educational savings account to help families pay for school expenses. Here we go again, you guys. It will give families from every walk of life. Now, see, that's where we already starting off wrong. From every walk of life,
There we go.
an opportunity to give their children an education that will serve their individual needs. So, who is eligible for ESA? See, we're back at ESA. You see how they use these fancy words for the same bull hockey? Anyway, that depends on when you apply. If signed into law, the program will be introduced over the next 3 years. In the first year, a child is eligible if they are entering kindergarten, attending a public school the year before, and meet certain income level requirements. Students already in the state's current private school voucher program will also take priority. In the second year, the priority status will go away and income requirements would loosen. You hear that? Income requirements would loosen. Y'all got to
Mm.
pay attention to the code words, y'all. By year 3, any family would be able to apply regardless of their economic level, but the amount given would still be based on income.
Right.
But can I ask a question? Let me finish. The article's almost over. Let me finish it. But where does that leave Louisiana's public schools? The bill's author says its goal isn't to remove students from the public school system, but to give parents resources to make the best decision for their children. I don't believe that this bill will shut down public schools, nor is that my desire at all. I don't believe there's been a single school closure in any state that has adopted a similar type of ESA program. Unlike some states' ESA programs, homeschool families will not be eligible for the Gator program.
You said you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so here, this is going to sound very capitalistic of me when I say it, and I accept that on the front end. I'm going to accept that. But let me say this. If a family is making $250,000 a year, why should they be eligible for a program to help them pay tuition on the same level as a family who's making $50,000 a year? I don't care if the amount is adjusted, which that's questionable too. But I don't care
Hmm.
if the amount is adjusted. Why is it necessary? I just don't understand why it's necessary. Why is it necessary for a family who makes the money to get the same resources? And again, I know that's very, you know, whatever of me, but I don't understand.
Listen, here's what I got for you. This is more of the same. Louisiana, as much as we talk about the holy trinity of racism, bigotry, and discrimination, the two biggest cogs being Texas, followed by Florida. Louisiana really slides under the radar. You hear a lot about a whole lot of other places, but some of the things that are going down in the great state of Louisiana, somebody got to pay attention to what's going on over there, over here, because nobody's paying attention. You never, I'm sure nobody can even tell you the name of their governor because that's how far under the radar they fly. Nobody says anything. They get to go away. They get to go away with, their law enforcement officers killing black people in the drove by the droves. They get to go with their school system, causing limitless harm to the education system, to the education of black people. And this is a large population. Black this state has a large population of black people, a large population of black people. And it's always, to me, if you notice, there's been this kid gloves handling, and you know more history than I do, really. Be you ever notice how we've had a kid gloves handling of all of this stuff going on down there to Louisiana? Ever, even since the going back to the Louisiana Purchase, there's really been a kid gloves. We just gonna let them do what they do down there. We ain't gonna really bother them. We just gonna let all of these horrible things that happen down there happen, and it's just gonna be what it is. And this is more of the same, more of the same. I'm gonna do my best. I haven't been looking for stuff from Louisiana as much, and that's partially because it's hard to find. But I'm gonna do my best now, really, be to have Louisiana. I got you, Louisiana. You on my list. You're on my list.
On the list. Well, remember Louisiana last season, you guys have to go back and catch that story. Remember, wasn't that Louisiana that had them charter schools that that where the kids were graduating and they basically were just paying for their diploma? Remember, wasn't that Louisiana? Yeah,
Right.
that was
Or they would go
Louisiana.
to the little alternative program and they would just fill out any paperwork and they would just be able to just say they finished the class. It was the same story.
Yeah. So when it comes to education down to the Louisiana, it's questionable even on a good day. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so what time are you going live? 5?
Probably 5:15. I need a little bit of time to get these stories together. It's been a
Okay,
hard day at work.
5:15. And I'll, excuse
hmm
me, and I'll go live right after him. We talked about Porsche a little bit earlier, but we got some other things to talk about. I'm sure El Teddy will be bringing us the flavor as El Teddy knows how to bring over to his channel. If you are not subscribed, it is El Teddy 27. Please make sure you check it out. Really Be TV if you haven't already. And yeah, you guys, if you are new here, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you are like, commenting, and subscribing and sharing it out to your people. And meet us back here. I don't know about next week. El Teddy gonna be on vacation, honey. But meet us back here.
I'll be back next Wednesday, unfortunately. No, I'll
Okay,
be
well.
back next Wednesday. I don't leave till Thursday. I leave Thursday.
Oh, okay. Well, meet us back here next Wednesday. And El Teddy, I'll let you have the last word.
Um, I'm gonna
Uh-oh, his is that me or him? He acting up. El Teddy, I think your internet is acting up. I think we lost El Teddy. We're gonna go ahead and close it out though. He can't get the last word today because his internet is tripping. But thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Mwah! Peace.